Thanks for watching. Today we're going to talk about section back panels and how to do different types of styles and X panels and stuff like that. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is get into your job, start a new job, and I think what we'll do here is we'll just show you how to do something with an island, so you can build out an island with panels and everything like that. So we go islands, so we're on the room tab, we go to islands, add an island, and we drag that over. Now under the products tab, we're going to add a couple of cabinets to this, so we'll just do something simple. So this is the frameless V12 library. So I'll add a 2-door. Let's make this a little bit longer. Maybe about 96. I'll center that guy. And then we'll add a couple 3-drawer banks. So there's a few ways you can do this. You can manually change each panel itself so that it'll have a frame around it and section it out however you want. Or you can do it in the door library. So we now have the cabinets here. None of these cabinets have applied panels, they're just finished ends. So what we're going to have to do is go to the job tab, edit tab, and then job parameters. And we're talking about the frameless V12 library. So we're going to go to the category ends. And we're going to have applied doors. So we're going to have applied doors on all finished ends. Click OK. Then you can see it has added an applied door to the end of the finished ends. If you turn it off, make it a non-finished end, it's just going to have an unfinished end there. Okay, so we turn on the right side. The other thing we want to do is add a panel onto the back as well. The other option, what you could do as well is, let's turn this panel off. So no finished end there. And how big is my wall? Shrink that wall up a bit. The other thing you can do is go down to the panels here, or actually it would be in the base end panels. So you can do a left side applied door. You can see it's got a shaker style there. Now it's pulling out that shaker profile from the settings tab. So if I go to the settings tab and then I go to end back panels and I change the base end panels to just a slab, you can see that it's turned it into just a slab there. So for this case in point, you want to have it as some sort of a shaker. Okay, so you now have a door there. We can stretch that over. This we would probably want to be 24.25 even. Okay, now for the back, you're going to want to click your little wall and add a back face. Then you want to go to base panel backs. You can see it's calling up that shaker panel. Drag that onto the backs. Now I have a back panel. And let's just shrink that so that's within the wall spacing. And your back panel is overlapping the back. So we'll hit 3D and we'll see how that looks. So I currently have a shaker. As you can see, it's doing a notch out here, so we don't want that. And we have this big shaker panel on the back. On this side, because of the way we added it separately, it doesn't have that notch there. So there's a couple ways to rectify this. Obviously, you can just add in a panel. Another way would be to click this cabinet, double click. We would actually have to do it in the job parameters, but that's okay. So we'll go to frameless V12 And this one right here is asking the base cabinet to end to the floor. So because for us, especially for us, we don't use the cabinets going to the floor. We use adjustable legs, so we turn that off. So now the cabinet is no longer going to the floor and it's brought up. Now if I still want it to go to the floor, I double click it. What is the toe height on these cabinets? 4 inches. So I'm just going to go to the shape tab. I'm going to click the side that's finished, and I'm going to find that applied door, or actually, sorry, it's already finished now. You're going to click adjust side, and then make sure that applied door is set up there, and set that to 4 inches. So now, as you can see, it's the same as the other side. The nice thing about that is if you set up every cabinet in your library like that, with that added on at the bottom, you can automatically turn it off and on, and it doesn't affect anything else. And when you turn right back on, it keeps that adjustment there. So you'll always have that adjustment in place. Okay, so now we've showed you how to make shaker panels everywhere. If I wanted to have a shaker panel, so in this case, where it's attached to the cabinet, I'm going to double click the cabinet. I'm going to go back to the shape tab, and I'm going to click this side panel. I'm going to hit section. If you don't have a slab door here, you'll get this section option here. So this will bring up the actual door. And there's a few things you could do. You can select a different door style. You can select the center of this and you can add some center styles. You can then change the width of those center styles. You can change the bottom style. We will tend to do these at 6, so that gives you a bit of extra scribing on the bottom. And again, you can split it however you want it. Same way as an interior would split. And you can adjust those as well here with that. So as you can see, it's now giving us that extra detail in the panels. So I'm not going to save that. Then I'm going to show you how to do it on this side. So on the left side, applied door. Again, you're going to go to the shape tab. One of these two sides has the section button, so you click section, and then the same thing applies. That's how we would typically do a shaker panel like that. Okay, I'm going to save that one. So we'll go 3D, and now you can see it's not going to the floor, but you get the idea. So we can edit that. Because we changed that parameter of going to the floor, it's not going to the floor on the side as well. So we're going to do this adjust side. Alternatively, you can add in a parameter that sets your toe height at 0, which would also do it. And if you do that, you have to remove your existing adjustment. Okay, so that's manually changing or sectioning panels. Let's do the back panel. Okay, let's go to the other side. This here down, if you click view, it'll bring you to the back face you're looking at. So we're going to edit that. We hit the shape tab. Again, you hit one of these two walls, it'll bring up the section button. And then we can split that into multiple sections. Say we want 4, and manually select what's best. The bottom margin, again, I'd usually do at 6. And then the top at 3, and the styles at 3, and then the center styles at 3. Click OK. There you go. You have a sectioned door. Now let's click OK, and we'll hit 3D. So here we didn't save it, but You can see the difference. We've added some sectioning to the panels, added some custom framing. Makes it look a little bit nicer. So the other way you can do this is you go into your door library. So doors. And as you can see here, we have some that are pre-sectioned out already. I also have another library, this one, where you can have some that are already pre-set up. So this would be like a 4-panel back panel, and this would be a 5-panel back panel. So let's get out of there and I'll show you how to utilize that. These ones here are currently overridden by the existing sectioning that we did. So if I can click this part instead of the wall, if you're trying to click something in Mozaik also, and you can't seem to get it, like this back panel's not letting me click it, you click this little drop down menu and then find that piece you're trying to grab, which in this case I'm trying to grab that. If you do that, then you can grab the pieces you're trying to click on. So I want to get rid of that. I want to get rid of that. This side panel has no overrides, I don't think, other than adding 4 inches to the bottom. So then we go to the settings tab, and then same ended back panel section here. I'm also going to change my library here to this one. It's going to make me set up my doors. Perhaps it'd be faster to do this. Okay, so then we go, this is giving us 3/4 inch cabinet parts. We're just going to change this to a 500 shape. See, I don't have a side panel with that thicker bottom. So what I would do is I go to door library, and I can copy any one of these that's the correct one. Let's click this one, let's copy it, and then we'll call it panel side. Okay, and then I'm going to clear or delete all these styles. My traditional width will be 24. I want my top rail to be 3, styles to be 3, center styles to be 3. Okay, so now I've got this saved. I'm going to set that at 6 because that's my preferred height, and we click OK. So we've added a new side panel into our door library. Now I'm calling up that side panel for all my side parts, and the walls, they would just be a standard E500 door. So as you can see, that's changing the uppers to a shaker door. And also here, it's not extended to the floor. That's okay because we're going to add that extra, we're going to modify that in the cabinet itself. And then the panel backs, we're going to, this is where you can just activate whatever one of these you want. So click OK. I'm going to do the 4. And then we go to our products. So we currently have this one, which as you can see has automatically updated to the proper type of panel. And then I'm going to go to base end panels, add a left end. It's currently including the side of the cabinet, which I don't care for, so let's see if we can get rid of that. Double click here and set this to 0 perhaps. Okay. Okay, so we have that on there. However, our panel is currently high. We're just going to edit this panel so that it's got no toe height. And we're going to drop in a back panel. Base panel back. As you can see here, it's already pulled up that part there. Stretch it across. And let's hit 3D and see how that looks. So we have our custom shaker panel all the way around. Okay, this time we're going to show you how to do an X panel. So you just go to the shape tab in the product, you hit section, you select door style, just pick anything that's a shaker style. Click OK, and then when you have the panel here, you right click and you insert a special mullion, which is an X diagonal, and then you can input the width of whatever you want, say 2 inches, click OK, and then you can see you have a 2-inch X panel. Then you can also change it. There's other ones as well, but I'm just going to do X panel. So let's make it a 4-inch, and then the bottom one, 4-inch. Oops, 4. And then click OK. And as you can see, you now have an X panel. This applies to uppers as well. I can just give you a quick view on that. So add in a wall pair doors, and as you can see, oops, it's already showing those shaker doors on the side. Okay, hope this helps you guys out. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.